Hello, everybody. Welcome to a fabulous evening, a fabulous month. The theme is prosperity for this whole month. And guess what? There are 5 Wednesdays in this month. So that means 5 great speakers. But um, not because I'm partial, but one of my favorite speakers, just one of them. Um, and here comes the mushy gushy part, you guys. Um, I hold Laura with such high respect, and I'll tell you why in a minute after I say hello to everybody. So here we go. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people on. Hi, Joy, Delora. Woo, the Wooster. Nice, nice,
That's the first
nice.
I've ever heard anything like that.
I love that.
Woot to the Wooster.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, that's
Hi,
funny.
Kyle. Good to see you. Sarah, all the way from the UK. Hello.
Hi, Sarah.
Leslie, 2 in a day. I'm lucky. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Connie. Hi, Kathy. Lisa McMillan. So good to see you. So good to see you. Priscilla, hello. Thank you for being here, our moderator for the evening. Carrie, hello. Angie, hello. Leslie, love, Laura. Yeah, look at that. Love,
Oh,
Laura,
sweet.
and woot, Wooster. So there you have it. You got your whole new fire ready for you,
That is
Laura.
awesome. Thank you. What an awesome welcome.
I
Thanks,
love that.
everybody.
Let's see. Diana, hello. The Humble Magnolia. Thank you, Diana. Friend from TikTok. Rachel Elizabeth, good to see you. Karen, hello from Ohio. Michelle, good to see you. Beth Rogers, always good to see you. I love the new picture. Lori, hello. Um, Glad you're back, Laura. Me
Hi,
too.
Priscilla.
Helen, hello, Helen. Jody Jones, hello, you beautiful intuitives. Hello,
Sweet.
Kung Fu, Kung Fu Fui, I forgot. It's a cartoon from our childhood. Betty, hello. Brandy, hello. Ellen Jane, hello. Oh my God, you guys, wow. Denise and Wiz Kalisha, hello. Julie, good evening. Finally, spring, good in Wisconsin. Erica,
Yay.
hello. Hello. This is Laura Wooster, you guys. Erica, say hello. Lisa, you did, and guess hello. Judy, hello. Munu, hello. Thank you for watching all the way from Greenland. Thank you so
Wow.
much. She's a new TikToker friend. Sally, hello. Thank you for being here. Amanda, hello. Intuitive Mama Lotus, good to see you. Helen, Mummy Bear, thank you from Australia for being here.
Hello,
Glenda,
TikTok.
hello. Hello, TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Jody, hello. Mary, hello. And Brandy, Little Moon Warrior from TikTok, hello. Thanks, guys, for crossing over to the Facebook side. Karen, hello. And thank you, Lori. Hong Kong Fooey. That's what I was trying to think of. Hong Kong Fooey. All
I
right. I
remember
think I
that
said hello to
cartoon.
everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have the honor and the joy of meeting Laura in 2019 because it was the same year that Celebrate Your Life I did the speaker program, won the speaker program, and Laura was with John Holland and Janet No Havoc in Virginia Beach at the Edgar Casey Foundation, and Laura was just this kind soul that I we signed in, we said hello to Laura, and she was in the elevator, and we just had maybe like a 2-minute conversation, and I have to tell you guys, without me choking up here,
Oh.
I was able. I had a question because I was I was about to get a divorce, and I was feeling guilty about it and everything. And what meant the most to me was Laura took time to have a conversation. As busy as she is, you took your time and you took me off a ledge of really trusting my heart, and you gave me some wonderful advice, and I can't thank you enough for your
Oh,
kindness. And everyone,
welcome.
please, this is not a normal plug, this is a heart plug. Please follow Laura in all that she does. She is amazing, and you know how I am about authenticity and integrity, and Laura supersedes all that. You really do. You're a
Thank
kind,
you.
gentle spirit. You've got the best laugh, And it's always good when you can make Laura laugh. So, so Laura, trust me, next event that you do, and I have a little sign that says, "Whoop, whoop, Wooster," I'm going to put it
I'm looking forward to that.
So that's how we met, and it's been wonderful learning from you as well, watching you work, and you have such integrity with this work. Can
Thank
you
you.
just tell people a little bit more about you, and then we'll talk about energetic prosperity?
Okay, how do yeah, I guess there's a few more people on here than we had before when I first talked about it. Yeah, so like I always say, I said I didn't grow up wanting to be a medium, because how many people do that, right? Nobody does. But as a child, and as many people who are probably on here, they probably could relate to this. I was just a very sensitive child. Um, was super sensitive. Like I could just sense things, and I had like precognitive things that were happening, and just odd things that I thought was normal. And once I realized that other people didn't really have the same experience, I kind of shut it off. So, but it sort of so this intuitiveness reemerged in my adult life after I became a mom, and gradually, as I was dealing with anxiety and trying to manage that, I started to meditate a lot, and that opened the door to spirit. And so that's when my journey as a medium began. So that was about 18 years ago. 18 years ago. I
Wow.
can't believe it's been that long. But I never thought I would end up where I am today. So this is where, yeah, this is it. Now I'm
And
working as an intuitive medium.
you have you're on Mind Body Spirit FM. The program
Mhm.
is called The Intuitive Life. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's a podcast. Yep.
Podcast. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Mhm.
And you have some good news to share.
I do. And this is the first place that I've put this publicly out there other than my website. But I just recently got news from the Forever Family Foundation that I'm a certified medium
I
with
love
them. So I'm just so excited.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Congratulations. That's
thank
awesome.
you. That's another thing I didn't expect to do, but I just want to say, I mean, a little bit of how that happened was, um, this, and if anybody doesn't know what it is, you can look it up for foreverfamilyfoundation.org. They're a science-based grief support group, a nonprofit, and I happened to accompany John Holland to a grief retreat in the beginning of the year for the Forever Family Foundation. I wasn't there as a certified medium. I was just there as observed. The son was as a minister, because I'm also a reverend in the Spiritualist Church, and I just wanted to observe a grief retreat in real time. And but they invited me to lead a meditation, and there was just such. I'm gonna be really transparent here. Is that the world of mediums, intuitives can be incredibly commercial, and sometimes we lose our perspective as far as what the purpose of mediumship and that type of connection, what the main purpose of that is. And I was really starting to feel very jaded, because it felt like as I progressed in this work, that it just seemed to be more and more of that, and it just seemed to come up all around me about just more of who the medium is rather than the message and the work. And I was getting really jaded. And so then I went, to this grief retreat, and the people that they're all volunteers at this nonprofit. Um, Bob Ginsberg and his whole crew, and the kindest people, the most giving people, and they offer these retreats, and it was so powerful to see all these people who, grief, the journey of grief can be very lonely, very isolating. And there was all different types of losses: children, parents, husbands, wives. Everybody lost so many different connections in their life. And to see all these people come together and realize they weren't alone.
Mhm.
And they weren't alone in their confusion of grief. They weren't alone in their anger of their grief. They weren't alone in their despair, that all these people that they could gather with were feeling the same way that they were. and that they could cry openly and heal. And the mediumship was part of this. I mean, there was John Holland, Joe Shield, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the other person that was there. It just went on my mind for a minute. Was she's Connie Fasella. But anyway, so there's 3 mediums there, and the mediumship was part of the support that was being offered at this grief retreat. It wasn't the main thing. It wasn't the entertainment. It wasn't the main thing. It was part of the support being offered to the people who were grieving. And there was other presentations about, how to connect with your loved one in spirit, and everything that anybody would need to help support and make that connection with their loved one. And it was just beautiful. And so I didn't have any intention of trying to be certified through the foundation. But after that, I just felt, I sobbed at the end of the whole weekend, because I just felt like this is what's been missing. We need more of this. Yeah. So I did go for the certification, and I just got the message this weekend. So
that's awesome. And Priscilla's putting this up, the foreverfamilyfoundation.org.
Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you.
Yeah. And everyone's saying, Karen says, I love that idea. Sarah, congratulations. Thanks, guys. Awesome. And I wanted to put, is this independentpodcast.network channel, that is your podcast, correct?
That's the platform that you can find the podcast on. They'll lead you to other platforms as well,
awesome.
Other podcasts.
And you also have this is also you, correct? Your smart.
Yes. Okay. And you can find the link.
Yes, Priscilla's on it. She's like this.
She's so good. What would you do without Priscilla?
I know.
Thank you, Priscilla.
I know. So tonight, guys, what we're here. Hi, Janie. Good to see you. What we're here to talk about this whole month is prosperity. And when Laura and I were talking, I'm like, so prosperity, everybody thinks it's money. Everybody thinks it's money. And, we wanted to do something different. And when you're like the energy of prosperity and how to call that in the energetic piece. So I would like to know, for everybody here, how can we connect to being prosperous and balance that energy on an energetic level?
I had to sit with this for a while, because when you suggested the subject, I'm like, how do I feel? How can I even define that? What is energetic prosperity? So you're like you said, it's like I didn't want to go with the approach of that this is about money. It's not. I think prosperity is everything. It's abundance of all the good things in life. Family connections, friendships, every work that you enjoy that brings you purpose, all those things, right? So abundance, prosperity, and I was thinking, like, what is the energetic aspect of that? And I kind of relate it back to mediumship, okay? And not to. Oh, hello.
Hi, puppy. Here's the thing, real
she's
quick.
Agreeing.
Right. John lives with me. I announced that I'm engaged and everything, and she barks every time he comes downstairs. I'm like, it's not like you don't know him. Hi. Okay, so sorry, Laura. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's quite all right.
Hi, Tammy. Good to see you.
Hi, everybody. Okay, go ahead. Prosperity can simply be peace. Yeah, Emmy just said that. Yes, exactly. Peace of mind. It's quality of life. I feel like that's prosperity. But what invites that into our life, though? That's where the energetic part comes in. So, and sort of to relate it to, mediumship. And oftentimes I'll tell, when I'm sitting with my students and they're saying, how do you connect to spirit better or stronger or something? And it's always about intention and attention. Those two, it's attention and intention. So set the intention. What's your intention for the connection? And then turning your attention to that connection. So those are the things that create that energy in order to create the link with spirit. So I'm kind of like bouncing off of that. So it's like everything, right? If you want, really good friendships, sustaining friendships and supportive friendships, where are you putting your attention and intention,
Mm-hmm.
right? What are you bringing to the table yourself? And that's one thing, I found, I've got a small group of friends that Elias, you're in that group too, that we just have the same intentions. We all have this, I think we want the best for each other. And we try to put some connection and effort into that. And is it always perfect? No, but if when I realize I feel disconnected, I'm like, okay, I gotta go do lunch with some friends here. It's like, or pick up the phone or make a phone call. But it's like, where's your attention, and where is it that you want to prosper more, and where do you need the prosperity in your life? Is it in your friendships? Is it in family? Is it in health? Is it in joy? Is it in peace? Where do you need to shift your attention and intention? That's where the energy comes from. So,
And I would agree with you 100%. And for everyone that's questioning, like, yeah, I get it, but how do we get there? Well, guys,
mhm,
think about what we talk about. I did a guided meditation this morning, and I talked about the gratitude piece that comes first. To sit in that place of gratitude and
mhm.
being thankful brings in more prosperity.
Yeah.
Thankful for my health, thankful for the peace, thankful for the joy, thankful for the friends, being grateful for all that, like attracts like. So you're going to say, thank you for this. And, I'm making a funny joke, guys. Thank you. And please, sir, may I have another, from Oliver. But it's thinking like you find a penny on the floor, or you are having a good day health wise. What else is possible? How can it get better than this?
Hmm.
And those are the things. Yes, Joy says attitude of gratitude. Hi, Becky. Good to see you. Karen says, I've learned to accept the things I can't change and don't let it bother me. I have more peace. Rachel says she's writing a chapter in a book that touches on many of the same things. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Um, Kathy says, this is so absolutely beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Prosperity of nature is a big one for me personally. I hear you.
Good.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Hi, Brandy. Thanks for being here. And now Siri thinks I hear Siri. You're not going off, Siri. Sorry. Okay. Shonda, hello. Diana, show me how great my day can be.
Ooh, I
That's
love that's inviting,
that
inviting
is
in
exciting.
prosperity, right?
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
So it's intention. It's setting the intention that how great can my day be? You know, what's the next adventure today?
That's a good one too. Well, because
Right?
we know we've all been on the roller coaster of adventure, everyone. The coach TQ, hello, thank you for being here,
Mhm.
and happy Pride
Happy
Month. Thank
Pride
you very
Month.
much. Thank you, thank you. So when we talk about energy, and because some people will be like, "Oh, what am I going to sit there and do?" One of my favorite jokes, Laura. What are we going to do? I'm prosperous. I'm prosperous. I'm home prosperity. I mean, it's
Waver on your incense too. Don't
right,
forget
right,
that.
right, right. Or if I had my rattle with me, I'm like,
Yeah,
right.
and that's all good. It's all
It's
good.
all good. It's intention, yes,
It's
but
intention.
how do we call in? How do we call in that energy besides setting an intention? Um, do we listen to music to set the mood? Do we besides gratitude, what are other things that you found that works for you to help you feel energetically? Like, the word that's coming to me, which is odd because I wouldn't say this normally, it's I am more than worthy. I am more than worthy. I am always prosperous and I am more than worthy. How do you set that up for you to feel like deserving, worthy, open to all this?
Oh, well, there's one thing that really shifted for me with this was I'm trying to think of a good example here to kind of illustrate this. Um, it's if you imagine that you're talking either you imagine yourself as a child, or if you have a child, imagine yourself, you know, referring to your own child, right? It's like, what would you want for that child,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And because I've sat with so many people and they are putting up with much less than what they deserve, far less than what they deserve. And they say, but this, but that, but this, but that. And then I say, and I ask them, do you have a child? Yes, I've got a daughter, got a son, whatever. Um, if your child was sitting with you and describing the life you were living today and what you were accepting in your life, what would you say to them? Would you be thankful that they're settling for what they're experiencing in their life? Or would you want more for them? Oh, I definitely want more for them. Why do you not want the same for yourself?
Mhm.
And that really puts a perspective, I think, on things, because we put up with, especially, we just put it, we think somehow we deserve less than what we want for our loved ones. And why would you? And I was like that for a long time. It's like I put up with a lot of situations that were less than affirming, people that would put me down, or people that weren't the best for me in relationships in life that weren't the best for me, and I put up with it for a very long time, and I wouldn't want that for my own kids. I'm like, why am I putting up for myself? And I finally said, that's it. And things really changed after that. My circle got much smaller, but I've got great friends, and I try to be the same for them. And so I think of that like in any aspect of your life. Is there some place that you're settling for less because you feel you deserve less for some reason, and really explore that. Why is that? Sometimes it actually means going into therapy and figuring out why you feel like you deserve less. And we're not talking about prosperity or money here. We're talking about, situations and respect and joy and peace of mind, all that stuff. And so, I would invite everybody who's listening is, where are you accepting less than you deserve
Mhm.
in your life, and explore why.
And who do you hang around with that pulls you down? I always tell
Right.
people that you ask everybody upstairs to please connect me with people that vibrate at my level or higher,
Hmm. Right.
because who you're with, that pool that you're with, if you have 30 people that are all negative and you're now stuck in that,
Yeah.
it can weigh you down unless you have really, really strong boundaries. Really
Yes.
strong
Exactly.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You've got still people coming in, Laura, to see you. Look at this. Kelly says hello. Allison says hello. Erica says absolutely. Amber says, my job is first thing that popped up. My job is so draining. Creating a VA biz to release the draining,
Great.
anxiety filled job. Awesome.
Wonderful. Well, yeah. I mean, is this work that you've done before, Amber? Is it work that you enjoy? I'm curious. The virtual assistant position. Because I was going to say, if you have, just imagine doing that every day, and just the joy that you feel doing that work, and it'll just get you through what you need to do to make that happen.
So
So,
true. So true.
yeah.
Kelly says, I've been exploring why I feel imposter syndrome so much. It's been my biggest shadow work this year. Yes.
Yes. I just had a conversation with someone about that the other day, about the imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. And also, I was watching, do you watch Netflix at all? I mean,
Yes, I do.
David Letterman, and my next guest is, so he had on Billie Eilish, and she talked about
Oh,
imposter syndrome, right?
interesting.
Great. It was fabulous. Yeah. And she talked about, she's like, okay, when is people going to realize I'm not really a musician? I'm not a good singer, all this stuff. And it was a really good program. Yeah.
Amber says, yes, that's exactly what I'm tapping into. Joy.
Joy.
Good.
Exactly. Yep.
Hello, Ariane. Hello, Carrie. Sister Sledge. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Um,
So
she's
you're
been
just
my sister
singing.
Sledge for years now.
Uh,
Um, Rebecca, hello. And Carla says, saw that. Loved it.
yeah. Wasn't it great?
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. That
Awesome.
episode.
Um, Even with strong boundaries, it's still draining. I had a cut of 40 plus year friendship because of the negative energy and attitude.
Yeah. At some point, you
I
got to
hear
do
you.
that. Yeah. Especially if they're, if they
Oh,
can always,
no.
always. Yeah.
And Siri just said, "I don't understand." I'm like, "We're not talking to you, Siri, right now. You're not on the show, Siri."
My Alexa
Um,
just did that before we went on the air. I was like, where'd that come from? Um,
what was
yes,
the
a
name
lot
of
of
the show again?
it
Somebody.
was David Letterman. I think it's called "And My Next Guest Is
Hmm.
this the
On
newest
Netflix.
season? Yes, Billie Eilish. It's a great series. Yeah, it's an awesome series.
Awesome.
Hmm.
I'm wondering, I'm curious of everybody out here, what would you like if you could have one thing that shifts your energy, your prosperous energy? So think about, yes, we know the first thing, everybody always thinks of money with prosperity. But if you were to say, here's prosperity, here's a well of prosperity, what would be the shift that needs to happen for you to make this even bigger? Or like, here's energetic prosperity all the way over here, and now boom, what would that boom be for you? What would you need for that to happen?
Mm.
Rachel says my next guest needs no
That's
introduction.
Thank you for correcting us.
Awesome.
That's the title.
Yes. Hello from Phoenix. Hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Denise. Um, so Kelly says, my self confidence for sure.
Yeah, courage.
Courage.
Yeah.
Ever since I found my purpose, everything around me has changed. I hear spirit, I see spirit, and it's so warming and amazing. Amazing. Carmen says, knowledge. Interesting, Carmen. Mindset. Love and Light says, full trust. I'm most definitely getting stronger in this. Um, the whole interview feels like Laura Wooster's in my head.
Sorry about that. But I wanted to say, like someone said about courage, right? And this just came
A
to
couple
mind. And
people,
again,
courage here and courage here. Go ahead.
yeah. So this week, there's a couple of things we can riff on this a little bit more. This is awesome. So it must sound like I watch Netflix all the time. I really don't. But there's an interview with Oprah with Viola Davis. Hopefully, a lot of people
Yes.
have seen what I'm talking about. And she quoted Anne Lamott, and the quote she said was, "Courage is fear that has said its prayers." And I was like, "Ooh, love that." Courage is fear that has said its prayers.
I love
So
that.
it's hoping for the best and moving forward anyways. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Yeah, courage to start over. Yes. I'm trying to look at
Thanks, Luke.
yeah. Yeah. And it kind of goes into what we were talking about last night, Elias. We were
Right.
leading I was leading a discussion group, and Elias was there, and he chipped in as well, about fate versus destiny. Okay. And my personal belief is fate is the hand that you're dealt, and destiny is how you alchemize what you've been handed into the life you're meant to live, right? So um, for example, so I'm going to use Viola Davis as an example. She had a really incredibly poor life. To just her life started off in like, I can't even go into what she went through, but it was just, for a lot of us, we probably wouldn't even get out of bed for
Mm.
listening to what she had gone through. But she took the hand that she was given, and she played it in a way that nobody else could, in the way she look what she's done, look what she's accomplished. And she came she overcame this just by, like, I'm moving forward. And yeah, God and Oprah. Okay. So I would look at that one too, like the Viola Davis interview. That was incredible. Her story is just unreal. But it's all about it's not being the victim. It's going forward with a prayer, and courage is fear with a prayer, and going forward and doing what you need to do in spite of your beginnings or where you're standing right now.
Mm. I love that. I love that. And just to clarify, Laura, on TikTok and on Facebook, I always tell people, because you know how I am when people ask the yes and no question, right? And I say, listen, guys, I don't have all the answers. I don't claim to have all the answers. Only God and Oprah. That's it. They're the ones that have all the answers. Mary, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Lori says, I used to think if I drove myself sick with worry, God would know I was serious about helping
Oh,
those I love.
it's like the martyr syndrome. Yeah. Yeah.
Totally,
Mm,
totally.
yeah.
Um,
Isn't it great when you realize that it's what you're doing, changes everything. Doesn't it?
totally.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Trusting in relationship is my next journey, which I'm working on. Oh, this has helped me to open up. Oh, awesome. Do I
I
hear a baby
apologize.
crying?
That's my granddaughter.
Oh,
She
you
doesn't want to go to
okay?
bed. She doesn't want to go to bed.
Oh, because it's
Sorry.
8:30 on the East Coast. I might get it.
Sorry about that, folks.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
It makes it real, Laura. Everyone's like, Laura has grandchildren. Oh my God. Yeah. Um, but this is, I think this is fascinating. Maybe this is, something um to chat about in the other group about, I fascinating. Courage and prosperity.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Kyle says, I still can't believe you're a grandma.
Me neither.
I know that's the thing that I was like, what? I couldn't believe that. I'll be 58 at the end of this year. And I'm like, where did that go?
I know,
Where did
right?
that time
Yeah.
go? I'm just like, okay. And John, my fiance, will be turning 60 this year. And we both have Laura the same birthday.
That's
So
incredible. That is
it
really
is
awesome.
incredible. It's crazy. But and I was talking to John earlier about, because I said, okay, I'm going to go on with Laura. We're going to talk about energetic prosperity. And he's like, okay. So I said, well, what is prosperity for you? And prosperity is like, he always goes to his kids.
Mhm.
And I think that's amazing. Like, as long as everybody is good, he feels prosperous. I think sometimes it's the simple things.
Yeah.
It's the very simple things that we take for granted when it comes to the energetics
Mhm.
of prosperity. When we, again, being grateful, saying those prayers of gratitude, and like you said, I've said, several people on here have said, calling in that energy of, yes, I am.
Mhm.
Yes, I am. You have always been prosperous. We just get stuck in the, well, my car doesn't work and the bills aren't being paid and my boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other just dumped me and this is that, but I'm not prosperous.
Mm.
Okay. You have a house, you are breathing, you have the use of your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hands and legs. It is the simple thing. My mom, and many of you know this because I posted on Facebook. It would have been their 75th wedding anniversary today. And my mom used to say that when she prays, she's just grateful for life. And she said, everything, the ups and the downs, and everything in between has made me the person that I am today.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful for all of it. She said, if I wasn't grateful, she said, we would have never had you.
Ah.
We never would have adopted you. And you would have never, everything in that adoption. Laura, you've never heard of an overseas adoption happening in 4 months. And 4 months, bada bing, bada boom, done. And
Incredible.
it's just, that's why I love my adoption story, not because it's about me, but it's really about them. It's
Mhm.
about them and what they did for it. Uh, let's see. Gratitude is a game changer. Every night I have my daughter say something she's grateful for after prayer since she was 2. I love that, Kelly. Hello, Robin. Thank you for being here. Great picture. Um, yes, Lee Michael in the house. Hi, Lee Michael. Good to see you. Good to see you. When your kids grow up and have their own lives, do you lose that prosperity when your role is lessened?
No. No, it just changes over time, right? I mean, it's just to be able to see them living their life and being. I think that's a form of prosperity, being able to see them thriving and enjoying their life. Yeah.
Julie says, I found being able to not only love yourself, but like who I am.
Mm,
Excellent. Excellent. Corey says, empowering myself to be first instead of last. Always put everyone and everything before me, even in health. Can't do that anymore. Wonderful.
yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Health
Um,
is so precious.
Leslie says, for sure. Uh, Leslie, Tatala, of course, for sure. You're going to be good. Trust me. Trust me.
Well,
Uh,
here's the thing. I mean, here's something to remember. It's like things are always changing, right? So even when you say, like you just said before, oh, my car's breaking down, all this stuff, but that's a temporary situation. It's not going to be
right.
like that forever. And it's just like, the blessings in life. We have our kids essentially for 20 years, essentially, under our roofs, roughly, give or take a few years. When I've got one that's still in the house. But the thing is, our role changes through life. We need to embrace wherever we are in our life as that role. The expectations might be different. The things that they need us for will change. Our kids may not need us in the same way, but other people may need us in a way that we can bring forward. We just have to look for that. Yeah, so I think our roles change, and we just have to embrace that.
Sure.
Doesn't take away our worth at all. So.
No. And I was going to tell you, Laura, when you said at least 20, I'm like, unless you were my parents and you didn't, I mean, I got the Greek guilt kicked into me when my dad's like, you're going to move out. And so I moved out. I was going to move out and I stopped college. I was going to stop being at Loyola because I wanted a full-time job and I thought it would be really cool. My dad's like, no problem. You're always welcome to come back. And when you do come back and you find your mother lying dead in bed, don't blame us.
Oh my gosh. The
See,
Greek
everyone, Greek guilt surpasses Catholic and Jewish. Trust me. And when I did move out, instead of at 20, at 27, they lived in a double tower condo building. I moved into the tower across from them. Scary. Uh, Leslie says I'm a Jewish mother, not included. Um, not feeling so prosperous. But I want you, Leslie, to look at your life and all the good that you've done, all the good that you've done,
Yeah.
because you have made it a difference in people's lives.
Yeah. I would say, like, look at the aspects of, if you're missing the role of motherhood as it was, what are the aspects of that role that you love the most? Come down to, like, what's the couple of key words to describe what it is that you're missing about that role in your life? And there, okay. I think. I don't know. Okay. So, yeah. So, and then and where can you then offer that somewhere else in the world? Like, um, I know someone who absolutely loves babies, and now, keeping them safe. Yes. So I know someone who absolutely loves babies, but all of their grandchildren are beyond the baby stage now, and I think that they kind of fantasize being able to hold babies in the prenatal, or the neonatal, or the NICU unit. That's what I'm looking for. Like,
Yeah.
she would be so good at that, right? So good, because she loves holding babies, and she's kind of the baby whisperer. And so I bet you someday she'll probably end up doing that, because I think she misses the ability to hold the baby all the time, and comfort them. And so something like that. I mean, that's kind of, one aspect of it, but there's so many countless ways that you can channel that energy into a different aspect of society. If that makes sense, hopefully. I mean, there's some people who might, adopt a dog or foster animals, or not that I'm equating children with animals. I love, as a former dog owner, she was my
Yes.
baby.
Yes.
Elias.
I
But
know. I know.
there's always way to channel that. There's always
She
ways
does.
to
Yeah.
to, to channel that gift that you have, um, into something and into another aspect. Have dogs. Good. Good.
Good.
Okay.
Kelly says, I think we do have to be careful not to put too much dependence on people, things, though, for prosperity
Yes.
measure. People always can let us down, but God, universe, source, etc.
Mm.
Yep,
Yeah.
I
And
get it.
not to put all of your happiness into one situation, because everything changes. Everything is always moving and changing, and so and there's always a time and a season for everything as well. So when we invest so much into one situation, and I get it, as a mom, you just throw your whole energy into raising your children. You're like, oh, empty nest syndrome,
Right.
but to channel it in a different way and uncover some gifts that you have to offer the world, and that maybe you weren't able to find before, but then now you have the ability to uncover that.
And Karen says, our child passed, and now we do different donations in his honor. Made the first
Mm,
Christmas okay by finding a family that needed gifts. We have kept it
beautiful.
going. It helps. That's beautiful, Karen.
Yes,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
really
I
beautiful.
want to ask you, Laura, before. Luke has a question. I'm a very devout in prayer as a Christian. I spend a lot of time in prayer, especially the rosary, but go through ups and downs and feeling spiritually dry, meaning
Mhm.
sometimes I feel God in the spirit world very close. And then there are times like now that I do not feel that presence is close. I've said several prayers to find my spiritual purpose or destination, but must be missing the messages. Do you um, um do you guys guess ever experience this?
Yes, yes, all the time. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like I have a lot of faith and I have a lot of trust in a greater power. And there's times when it feels like it's just not there, but I trust it's there even though it doesn't feel it. And like, okay, where are you? Where are you?
Right.
Um, and you know, sometimes um, it's incredibly obvious that there's a presence. You can feel it. You can feel that presence of a greater power. And then sometimes it's just not as clear. I think that's natural. I mean, have you found that, Elias? That it's just a
Oh
natural
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's where we kind of, it's like these plateaus that we reach. Like,
Right.
okay, here it is, and then it's like, is there anything? I remember being angry at everybody upstairs, God and everybody upstairs. I'm like, look, how many people have to cheat on me? How many people have to do this? And then I had a fit, and I kid you not, it's not that I always hear my mom, but there are several times, like the really important times that I hear my mom. And I was like, you know, I am I I'm just asking for a good person, the one, a good person. Is that asking too much? And I said, because, why am I doing this work then? I had a
Yeah.
fit. I had a Veruca moment. And I said, I'm glad you know that reference. Thank you, Laura. Um, and I said, dear God, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Do I want to
Yeah.
do this? I'm just, I was struggling with everything. And then I heard my mom's voice.
Mm,
And what she said was, that's being selfish if
mm.
you want to stop what you're doing because you're not getting your way.
Yeah. Very
And that
good.
was
Yeah,
that hit
that's
me
in.
like, I'm like, nothing like a good Greek mom smack, you know.
Well, I find too. I mean, I have my temper tantrums too. Some of the people closest to me, if they're listening, they understand exactly what they're I'm like. That. And I do. Why is this happening? I think what it does is when we get into that place of frustration and we don't feel that presence as close to us. It's an invitation to ask, what do you feel is most? What do you feel? Where are you off track?
Yeah,
What do you to check your expectations at the door, um, to allow for what you think you're supposed to be having in your life. Actually, often than not, when I get into my little tizzy about these things, I realize at some point soon after that what God has in mind is so much better than what I'm bitching about.
true. Very
and
true.
and it's like, and so um it's, I think sometimes we just lose trust at that point, and there's nothing wrong with losing trust, because I think it helps us to question first of all, are we on the right path? It helps us question our intentions as well. And to remember, and also reminds us that we're human because we're having our little tizzy moment, right?
Right.
So, yeah, for which a Veruca moment. I
Veruca,
want it now.
please feel free to use that, Laura.
Yeah,
Yes, the Veruca
I
moment.
will.
Right.
And it reminds us of our humanness. And
Yep.
if you were in that elevated space of consistently in that elevated space of spiritual awareness and feeling God consistently, you would forget that you're a work in progress. And so we need that. We need that. It's important.
Rhonda says, I'm heartbroken. Last year or so, my daughter doesn't include me much. I don't understand why. Keeping my grandgirls away too. Heartbreaking for sure. Prayers for you, Rhonda. Really, prayers for you.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Yes,
sorry to hear that.
I will. I'm going to speak candidly here. I have a situation like that in my life now with one of my children. I don't know what happened. I can speculate, but similar situation. And therapy is really good. Grief therapy is really good because what you're dealing with is a form of grief. You're grieving the connection. You're grieving what you thought you had with your child, the connection you thought you had with your child. It's recognizing they have their own journey and just hoping for the best, but also recognizing this is grief and accepting it as a situation as it is. It's that much work. I mean, luckily I don't have that situation with the grandchildren, thankfully. It's going to be 10 times worse. I really feel for you, especially when the grandkids are involved. But grief counseling, even though you didn't necessarily lose someone to spirit, grief counseling is very helpful with that. Okay.
Brandy has a question, Laura. What's the
Yes.
difference between expectations and manifesting?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations and manifesting. Expectations is what we think we need in our life.
Mm-hmm.
And like we kind of talked about that, right?
Right.
Manifesting is taking what you have, where you are, doing what you can in the place that you are and taking small steps in action towards that. Expectations is what you expect when you get to the end of that road. I don't know, See, I'm careful about expectations much anymore because a lot of times it leads to disappointment because you're not getting what you think you're supposed to have. When in reality, like I said before, a lot of times what we're meant to have is so much better than what we're expecting, or we end up with. Expectations. There you go. I love it. Expectations are premeditated resentments. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's
Good one,
always,
Kelly.
yeah, exactly. And I'll just say like that anytime when I've set expectations for whatever, I just don't anymore. Actually, I just take it for what it is.
I was just going to say, Rachel, you're listening to my thoughts because I was going to say, Laura, what's the next classes that you have coming up? And Rachel just said, are you on Facebook and do classes,
Yes.
Laura? Of course she
I
does.
do. I do. Yes, I'm on Facebook. I can't remember the name of my Facebook page. It's in
Priscilla
there
has
somewhere.
it.
Okay.
Priscilla, can you
I
put that up, please?
I know my Instagram, Intuitive Laura Instagram, Intuitive Laura on TikTok. I am doing classes right now. It's in person. I've got a psychic development class that I'm doing on Sunday in Methuen, Massachusetts. Thank you for putting my smart bio up. Thanks, Rachel, Priscilla. So yeah, I've got a psychic development one-on-one class on the 5th, and if you're in Massachusetts or New England, and I'm doing a class with Lori Sheridan, Introduction to Mediumship on the 18th, also in Methuen. So, and I'll be adding other classes.
I love Lori. You guys are such a great. You play off of each other really well.
Yeah,
really,
she's
really
fabulous.
well.
Lori Sheridan. Yep, she's fantastic.
Lee says, I believe Laura used to be a reader at a metaphysical shop near me in Massachusetts. Small world.
Probably.
Rachel says, I knew I heard that Mass accent.
Yeah.
He's in Connecticut.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in Connecticut. And here you go.
Wicked.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Thank,
Facebook.com/Laura Wooster Medium.
thank you. Thank you for reminding me what my Facebook page is.
Um,
uh,
well, Laura, I know you're 3 hours ahead, and
yeah,
everyone, thank you so much. Please, please follow Laura on TikTok,
Laura.
intuitive Laura on TikTok. I was going to say something
Yeah.
else, but that was because I got confused for a second. Intuitive Laura, and also do go to Mind Body Spirit .fm
Yeah.
for the podcast that Laura does, the Intuitive Life,
Yeah.
and everyone's saying thank you. Yeah, I'm
Thank you,
right by the
guys.
feeling too funny. Thank you. And Laura, you know you're always welcome. So anything that you want to come up with, that you want to tell um, my people that you're doing or whatever, you're always welcome to pop on and say, hey,
Oh,
I'm going
well,
to do
love
this, this,
that.
and this. So
My
yes.
pleasure.
And
It's always awesome.
all of you that have watched come over from TikTok, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm going to end this, like I always end. We are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And we educate, we grow. From our hearts to yours, thanks, guys, for being here. I will be, check out everything that we got going on. Next Wednesday, we have Dr. Stephen O'Connor. He's going to talk about prosperous health. So he is the chief science officer of Live Labs. So come on
Ooh,
back and watch
interesting.
us. On the 15th, we have Melissa Kim Corder, who is doing Prosperous Purpose. On the 22nd, I am doing Prosperous Mindset. And on the 29th, my friend Dawn Silver, who is, she used to own, for you Chicagoans, she used to own Healing Earth. And she will
Oh,
be doing Prosperity with Astrology and Crystals. So
that's
come on
awesome.
back every Wednesday, guys.
She used to
All
come
right.
to Circles of Wisdom a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
she's
did?
wonderful. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Dawn. I love
Yeah,
Dawn.
she's great.
All right, everyone. Have a beautiful night. Laura, can you hold on for a second?
Sure.
And I will talk to you
Thank you,
soon.
everyone.
TikTok, 3 o'clock Pacific time on Friday. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
Bye.